Our last walk together. Going to miss her. I loved spending time with you. I'm gonna miss you. See you next time. See you next time. Made it to Kaunas, Lithuania. This is Rynek. Unfortunately, they are working on it, but it's still beautiful. Look. I think my guest house is there. To my room. Oh, it's really nice. My own little bathroom, bed, table, and there's a neck. Wow. Great. So it's my first time in Lithuania actually. Really excited. I had plans. The plan was to stay here for 4 days and go to Vilnius as well. Vilnius. But I had to stay longer in Stockholm to take care of the dog 2 days longer. So I will just stay here for 1 night because I want to be back in Poland for All Saints Day. Oh, it feels good to be back in this part of Europe. Even though I didn't know that the time zone here is Eastern Europe, so I lost 1 hour. There's 1 hour of sunlight left, so we better keep going for our first walk here. It's the other side of the guest house. We step out. So the city has a castle. Look. Or what is left. It's a bit of a grey day. It's good that I have my hat. I was a little bit shocked by when we drove with the bus through the really outsides of the city, because those buildings and those apartment buildings were so, I don't know how to say it, not old, but I don't even have the words. But in the city center, it's much better. Look, underdeveloped. That's the word that I was looking for. Like really, really bad condition of the apartment buildings. I thought it was those abandoned apartment buildings, but still people were living there. Even though it's a grey day. Look at this beautiful park here. That's the old town. That's also where my guest house is. Just as the Polish history, the Lithuanian history is also interesting. I will read more detailed about it this evening, I think, to understand a little bit more, because of course I know about the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. But what else did happen in this relatively small country? There's the river. Look, this cool playground. Wow. I know some kids who would love to play there. There are already some lights in the trees. That's nice. Look, it will eventually look like this. In summer. It looks so cozy there. Have some rain. The city feels so random to me. Old houses, new buildings. Look at this. And then you have this. It feels a bit like the city is trying to catch up on the fast developments, but that it's not quite there yet. Because there are also many hip bars and restaurants and shops everywhere. But still, those very old buildings. Maybe that's also the charm of it. There are also a lot of young people here in the city. Maybe it feels a little bit like Lublin, a little bit. So I quickly watched a very interesting video about Lithuania. So I knew about the country, but I didn't know, for example, that they love basketball here, that it's the most favorite sport, that they have only 3 million people in the country, and that the highest mountain here is lower than the highest mountain in the Netherlands. Which means Lithuania is flatter than the Netherlands. I also knew that it must have had a really rich history, because I knew that Poland and Lithuania were a really big and strong country in Europe in the past. Before that, Lithuania was actually a really big country, from the Baltic to the Black Sea even. They were impacted by the wars, and they were part of the Russian communism time. And then they were the first to get their independence back in 1990. And it gave me goosebumps because I saw the chain of 2 million people standing together in like one line over the Baltics as a statement. Wow, so powerful. You see all these history, you still see it in the streets, in the different buildings, and you see from all the influences, like everything is still there, and it's really raw. Here, still very raw, like, but they are also developing very fast. So you have the very big contrast of very modern buildings and buildings that are renovated perfectly, but then you also have the really old buildings that really need renovation, but that are just almost falling apart. And I will definitely come back to explore more of it, because I really want to see the big castle, I want to see the Hill of Crosses, and of course I want to see Wilno, but that's for next year, 2025. I packed my bag because today I will take the bus to Warsaw, so I will be in time for All Saints' Day. Can't wait to experience that again tomorrow. Will be so special. It's maybe a little strange, but I always do this when I leave a place, because you know it helps them, and maybe people will say, but they get paid for it and you pay for it. But I think that if everyone thinks like that, it will be such a hard and unkind world, and I don't want to be part of that world, so I just do my thing. We go for a nice morning walk because I have 2.5 hours before my bus goes. So let's explore a little bit more of Kaunas before I leave this country already after 2 days. It's not the normal way I do, but I will be back. Look how interesting. Maybe they found something when they were building. Because it's street level. I think there's a big contrast, because look, a hotel, some kind of theater, and then you have this building and that. So a contrast between the people that can catch up and the people who don't is quite big here. I know it's kind of where the world is now. Talking about basketball, look how cool. So you have these fields, and then here are the balls. That's nice. So if you don't have your own ball, you can borrow one. Brilliant. They should do that with more sports. Nice little island.